is Pistol Pack and Diana from Red Nation Rising, Oklahoma, and you're listening to Red Nation Rising Radio.
All writers are prone to becoming so attached to our characters and stories that we struggle to see why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing to full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, shaping stories into masterpieces that can stand the test of time. Editing services are provided for all genres and all age categories. Services range from critiques of the short story through to line edits of the full-length novel and copy editing for those preparing for publication. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's bio for your websites, as well as help with those book blurbs and promotional material. We won't abandon you to the masses. We want to celebrate with you and your successes. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services and prices, visit us at blackwolfeditorial.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-610-9050. That's 800-610-9050. 800-610-9050.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it, there to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
Hi, this is Pistol Pack and Diana from Red Nation Rising, Oklahoma, and you're listening to Red Nation Rising Radio.
Frustration is mounting and anger is growing with the liberals and passive politicians. Learn the playbook of those who are trying to destroy our country. From the blue-collar professor, he teaches, he leads, he speaks out for truth and justice. Now, the educator of all things conservative, your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Monday edition of the program. So glad you found us on the radio dial or along the internet, wherever you might be tuning in. I spoke about it Saturday night on the live program at 8 p.m. Central, and it's what we opened the show with. The quarterback, or a quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, Colin Kaepernick, deciding in the game, the preseason game, before they played the Green Bay Packers at home, that he was not going to stand up for the national anthem. He was not going to show this country the respect it deserved. All the people that fought and died from the Revolutionary War to today, that gave their lives, and those that didn't give their lives, but sacrificed their lives, put their lives on hold, maybe had wives, children, mothers, fathers, husbands, whatever the case may be back home, had a career they wanted to pursue, put it all on pause because fighting for this country was worth it to them. But that didn't matter to Colin Kaepernick, who, by the way, had one good season and then went straight downhill from there. He is incompetent at best. He's a punk is what he is. And I actually tried to get a hold of Colin Kaepernick, and he's not interested in talking. He's not interested in having a conversation about his behavior. Others have come out and said, well, he knew what the backlash was going to be by not standing up for the national anthem. Why did he do it? He did it because he refuses to honor a flag and a country that represents oppression for people of color. The same people of color that have a member of that demographic sitting in the White House as President of the United States, leader of the free world. The same oppressed people that has an attorney general, that has professional athletes that make millions of dollars, just like him. He is currently working under a $114 million contract in which he hasn't even come close to earning. In fact, this season, the chances are very high he's going to hold a clipboard on the sidelines and earn his $114 million. I'll do it for half that. If you are from the San Francisco 49ers and you are listening to this program, give me a call, push me an email, Gavin@thegavinmitchellshow.com. Let me know there's a spot open to hold a clipboard for, say, $50 million. I'm there. And I will be the best clipboard operator you have ever seen. But Colin Kaepernick is the kind of guy that likes to show off. He likes attention. He's a punk. He's a kid that never grew up and had a lot of money thrown at him. And now that he's not the starting quarterback for an NFL team, he needs attention. And what really upsets me about this is that he's not standing up for this great political movement. He's not standing up for civil rights. He's standing up for a lie. And that's what this is all about. Black Lives Matter. The whole movement is based on a lie. The foundation is hands up, don't shoot. And we've debunked that so many times on this program. So many times. But I went off in a great rage Saturday night about this whole deal, only to hear the left try to justify these actions by Colin Kaepernick. Talking about oppressed people, where Colin Kaepernick's making all that money standing on the sideline. What has Colin Kaepernick done to help this situation? Has he gone down and visited the local black kids or Black Lives Matter movement in San Francisco and said, look, the way you're going about this is all wrong. If we're going to be taken seriously, we've got to do it the right way. Has he gone to the local police department and said, look, I've got a platform here. I am an African American and I can help bridge this gap. What can I do? Has he funded anything with all that money he's not earning? The answer is no across the board. This is nothing more than a media stunt by some punk backup quarterback that probably shouldn't even be in the league. That's what this is. And between Saturday night's show and today, I have paid attention to this because I'm fighting mad over it. I am sick of these people, and when I say these people, I mean the Black Lives Matter group and sympathizers. I don't mean all black people in this country because not all black people are like these idiots. I mean this very specific group. I am tired of them stepping on the flag, burning the flag, not standing up during the national anthem, and being completely disrespectful for everything this country stands for. The very thing they hate is the very thing that allows them to show that hate. And it's such a weird coincidence / irony. It's unbelievable, the hypocrisy from this group. I just wonder if they went to any other country on the face of the earth, if they pulled these stunts, how would it be received? Not well, right? Not even close to well. But here comes the left. Well, how come everybody praises Muhammad Ali when he did the exact same thing than Colin Kaepernick. Well, let me address this for a minute. And I didn't even mean to make this a segment, but here we go. Muhammad Ali stood up and said, look, I don't want to be a part of that war. I shouldn't have to fight when I don't want to fight. I don't believe in the cause. Now, I'm here to tell you, when Muhammad Ali died, the reason we didn't do a story on that, the reason we didn't have a conversation, is because Muhammad Ali is no better than anybody else. If the law of the land is that you have to go and serve in the military if you're drafted, you got to go. Why? Because there are so many other people in this country that gave their lives because they were drafted, that had to go over there and literally look hell in the face and come back as messed up as you can possibly be from war. Came back dismembered, not whole, whether it was mentally or physically. Those people had to go. What makes Muhammad Ali any better? Because he was a sports star? Well, do you remember in World War II, Joe DiMaggio went and fought. Elvis Presley went and fought. They're no better than that. And so I have no respect for Muhammad Ali in that arena. I don't. Now, you're welcome to disagree with me, and that's fine. We can have that debate. But that's where I stand with that. Muhammad Ali I don't care if you agree with the cause or not. I'm sure there were plenty of people who were sympathizers to the crown when the revolution was going on. It doesn't matter if you agree or not. The fact of the matter is that was the law. The law was put in place, and you got to do what you got to do. Freedom is not free. And anybody that thinks it is crazy. All you have to do is go to your local national cemetery, and there's plenty of them scattered across the country, and look at all those headstones lined up in perfect rows. And that's when you will understand that freedom's not free. And if you don't agree with the politics of the day or the positions of this government, that's fine. This is still the United States of America, and we still have the First Amendment, and you can stand up and scream. And you have every right to not stand up during the national anthem. But if you think that's going to happen and guys like me aren't coming after you, you're dead wrong. Because there are kids that look up to these athletes, whether they want to be role models or not. They look up to these athletes. And while it is well within the bounds of the First Amendment for him to do such, it is out of line. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. So Muhammad Ali throws his protest for the war. Okay, it was before my time. I had nothing to do with it. But the America during the Vietnam War and the America now are two completely different things. We are not living in the same times, and we are not facing the same issues. Not even close. The civil rights movement has happened. A black man can become president of the United States. A black man can play in baseball, can play in the NFL. He can be a high-ranking attorney. He can be a mayor or a governor. He can be a police chief. There are no bounds. And so this is a protest from Colin Kaepernick based on emotion. If it's legitimate at all, I still think it's nothing more than a stunt to get attention. And that's why you haven't heard from Colin Kaepernick since then. It was a stunt. But what Colin Kaepernick is protesting is that black people in this country are oppressed. I find that incredibly ironic as he takes his $114 million check to the bank. How oppressed are you, Colin Kaepernick? Now, yes, God reached down and touched you with an ability to run and throw and play the game of football. Good for you. Everybody has those opportunities. And I'm not going to sit here and be so naive as to say everybody has the same opportunity in this country. That is not true. The kid that grows up in the rich family in the suburbs of some big city, it's a lot easier for them to achieve success. I'm not pretending otherwise. They don't have to worry about paying for college. They don't have to worry about getting to school. They don't have to worry about whatever fee it takes to sign up to play in their local sports league to hone those skills God's given them. I'm not pretending it's equal, but you know what? Life's not fair. The great Jason Boland, a country singer from this area, says, you know what? There's only 3 kinds of fair: county, state, and world. That's it. Life's not fair. Get over it. But there's still an opportunity, no matter how hard, to make something of yourself. You just have to want to, and you have to make the right decisions. It's that simple. And so to claim that black people are oppressed, that's garbage. You want oppression, go to North Korea. You want oppression, be a Christian in the Middle East. That's oppression. There's no oppression here. And I'm sick of the left creating victims. That's what they do. And look, here is a professional athlete, a quarterback in the National Football League that has bought into this lie. Bought in hook, line, and sinker. And it's what the left does. Remember our axiom? The left creates victims so they can be the leader, so they can gain power, so they can line their pockets. And again, you need an example. Look at the Clinton Foundation. That's all you need. And so Colin Kaepernick throws his stunt. And everybody says, well, remember Ali. What Colin Kaepernick is protesting is a lie. It's a lie based on hands up, don't shoot, which never happened. It's a lie saying that the police officers that put their lives on the line each and every day in this country are actively seeking out black Americans and killing them. Do you want to know what Colin Kaepernick should be standing up for? He should be standing up for the fact that over 70% of the children born in the African American community are born to a couple out of wedlock. That over 70% of the abortions performed in this country are performed on an African American woman. That the murder rate, over 50% of the murders committed in this country are committed by a black man, which only makes up 6% of the population. He wants to stand up for something, stand up for the issue that is right, that is prevalent, that is a culture problem in the African American community. This isn't racist. These are facts. And they're heartbreaking facts because we have a culture problem. And quite frankly, I don't know what to do about it without the cooperation of the community that's broken, because they don't want to acknowledge it. They want to blame it on racism. They want to blame it on us. They want to blame it on the white man and white privilege and safe spaces. And it's all about social justice. The movement that happened in the era of Vietnam and the 60s prior to that is completely different than what is going on now. The civil rights movement was legitimate because a black person did not have the same rights as a white person in this country. That was a real movement. The idea of not wanting to fight somebody else's war when you're forced to instead of volunteering to, that's a just cause. Standing up and saying that we're being slayed by police officers because of our skin color is ludicrous. If you want to stand up and you want a cause to fight for, start fighting for blacks to not have this culture issue anymore. Stand up for these fathers that get a girl pregnant and leave. Stand up for the murdering of unborn babies. Stand up for violence within the black community. Quit saying it's okay to go out and be a gangbanger and shoot each other. Stand up for what's right. If you want to get behind a cause and that's your cause, I am behind you 120%. Because I don't care if you're black, white, green, brown, or yellow, you're still an American. We just happen to have a problem in one of the subcultures. And it's got to be fixed. And it's a situation that can only be fixed from within. Gavin Mitchell cannot ride into the black community and fix this problem. They will not listen to me. But Colin Kaepernick has a platform. Colin Kaepernick has their ear. But instead of attacking the issue, he throws a stunt on national TV when we should be honoring all of those who fell for this country, all of those who sacrificed, and what this country stands for. But instead, he decided to make it about Colin Kaepernick. And that doesn't set well with me. Not even close. And so I will end this segment the same way I ended it Saturday night. From the bottom of my heart, Colin Kaepernick is a full-fledged, with all his stripes showing, punk.
The Gavin Mitchell Show. It's summertime again, ladies. Time to break out those sandals and give your toenails a little TLC. The nail technicians at Friendly Nails in Cleburne, Texas are ready to provide you with professional and friendly service. From manicures to pedicures and a variety of specialized services such as acrylic nails, facials, and waxing. Custom designs and a variety of stones to accent your nails are also available. The technicians at Friendly Nails are all licensed and trained in the latest technology and have experience applying every kind of polish on the market. So stop by and be treated like royalty. Relax in their massage chairs and unwind. Full body massage therapy is also available by appointment only. For all you guys wanting to give your special lady a little treat, $50 gift certificates are available now for $40, and anyone who mentions hearing about Friendly Nails on the Gavin Mitchell Show or KLIF will get $10 off any $50 purchase. Friendly Nails is open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. and Sundays from 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Located at 180 North Ridgeway Drive in Cleburne, Texas. Call them at 817-641-3400. Walk-ins are welcome.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-525-8479 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-525-8479 to take your call now. Call 1-800-525-8479. That's 1-800-525-8479. Again, 1-800-525-8479.
Do you need residential or commercial roof repairs, maintenance, or replacement in the Dallas-Fort Worth area? J-Bow Roofing has over 35 years of experience in the industry, and they have the know-how to keep you dry and comfortable. J-Bow Roofing also offers a roofing system that is warranted against hail of any size, and this is a no-excuse warranty. J-Bow Roofing doesn't want their customers to cringe every time it hails. They want customers to have complete confidence that their roofing system is going to stand up to the task. Basically, J-Bow Roofing wants to stop the insanity, lifetime roofing period. Re-roof once and be done. A J-Bow roof product is aesthetically pleasing and tougher than anything you can find. A J-Bow roof is so nice your neighbors will want it. J-Bow lifetime roofing systems are strong as steel, tougher than hail, and guaranteed. So it'll be the last roof you put on your house. Looking for a price? Get a no-cost, no-obligation quote today at jabeau.com. That's jabeau.com. J-Bow Roofing. Your long-term satisfaction is their immediate goal.
Twisted Roads Trading Post in Crowley, Texas is your premier biker apparel, leather, and accessories store. Stop in and visit with brothers Ron and Carl Phillips. Twisted Roads Trading Post carries leather jackets, chaps, vests, accessories, gifts, and more. Open 6 days a week, Tuesday through Thursday, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., Fridays and Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and on Sundays, 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. Got a motorcycle or trike to sell? Their park and sell lot is now available and anxious to show off your ride. Visit us for sewing, embroidery, and t-shirt printing services. Airbrush services by our friends at Kingdom Custom Creations are also available throughout the week. Call today or visit twistedroadstradingpost.com or find and like them on Facebook. Located west of Crowley on FM 1187, then south on FM 1902. Go 1.3 miles and look for the flags. 817-768-8761. That's 817-768-8761. Twisted Roads Trading Post. If the flags are flying, we're open.
Let's get back to the program. If you're sick of the garbage that comes out of Washington, D.C., then it's time to arm yourself with knowledge from the blue-collar professor. Here's your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
If you are looking to connect with the program, you can find us on the World Wide Web, thegavinmitchellshow.com. You're welcome to email me anytime, Gavin at thegavinmitchellshow.com. I promise you, I read each and every one of those emails, and I do my best to respond to those. And while we're on that subject, when it comes to interviews, I have been told from those that have been around the business for a long, long time, some of my higher ups, that with where we're at right now in the program and where I'm at in becoming a, quote, great talk show host, trying to reach the level of a Chris Salcedo or a Rush Limbaugh or a Mark Levin or whatever you want to call it. I'm making no bones about it. I'm not even close to there yet. But in that effort, I had people mentoring me, and I'm so grateful that they would do that. But I've kind of been advised, hey, you don't have a lot of time. You've got an hour each day. Let's get to it. Let's get the hard subjects in. Let's get in and out. And so we don't have a lot of time for interviews. And if you've been with us since the beginning, you notice we did do interviews. We did a lot of them. But now there hasn't been many at all, and there's a reason for that. And it's because that's kind of what my mentors think are the best move to shape us right now. Does that mean if a heavy-hitting interview fell in my lap that I wouldn't take it? Absolutely not. We're just not doing a lot of interviews, and there's so much to get to during a presidential run. So I hope you understand, not trying to be a bad guy, not trying to be a jerk. We've just only got so much time, and right now the direction of those higher up that they want us to go is away from the interviews for a short time. Again, if a big heavy hitter comes along, we're going to take it. We're also on Twitter at the GM Show, so feel free to follow along. While we're on that may change, and here's why. The weekend after the Labor Day weekend, so right at 2 weeks from today, give or take, Saturdays from 11 to 1 Eastern, we are going to jump on a live show carried by at least one terrestrial station in southern Georgia. I'll unpack the details as we get closer, but we will stream that out over Spreaker. So that opportunity is there. We'll have 2 hours in the program, and maybe we'll be able to squeeze in some of those interviews. So always opportunities. We're so grateful for the opportunity down there, and I believe it's in Valdosta, Adelia, Valdosta, Georgia. And so we have that coming. So stay tuned for that. I'll unpack it all. I'll tell you where you can get a hold of it if you live in that area, or if you don't live in that area. We will always provide opportunities for you to get a hold of the program. I want to turn my attention to the whole ISIS fight. And do you remember when Donald Trump came out and said, hey, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama are the founders of ISIS. They founded it. They love those guys. And he kind of stopped there. And he caught a lot of backlash about it. And I got on Trump pretty heavy about it, saying, look, your sentiment is so right, because I know what he meant to say. You know what he meant to say. The left media knows what he meant to say. But he didn't finish his thought. If he would have just said they're the founders of ISIS, their foreign policies and the way they handled situations in Libya, Syria, northern Iraq created the void in which ISIS rose up. So they literally gave them the platform in which they could grow. And for that, I'm giving them credit for founding and creating ISIS. If he would have completed that thought, no one would have argued with him. Because even Barack Obama himself has come out and said the way they handled things in that region were a mistake. And that's 100% right. And I'm very critical of this president. I believe wholeheartedly he will go down as the worst president in the history of the United States. I believe it. I cannot name, and this is me being honest and objective, I cannot name one thing that he has done that has made America better. Not one. And that's a tough pill to swallow, knowing a president has been in office for 8 years, and I can't think of anything. Now, maybe as I'm laying in bed in the middle of the night, I'll have a thought, oh, well, there's something, but I doubt it very seriously. But he caught a lot of flack about that. Moreover, the left has caught a lot of heat from the right for not naming our enemy, for not saying radical Islamic terrorist, for not addressing who we're combating. Barack Obama even had the audacity to come out and say, oh, well, ISIS is the JV squad. And that sets the stage. Retired Lieutenant General Mike Flynn has a book coming out, The Field of Flight. And so he's taking interviews right now, and he sat down with Breitbart with Matthew Boyle to have a one-on-one exclusive interview. And you'll see a lot of General Flynn out and about as he tries to promote his book. He's trying to sell books. He's going to get as much press as he possibly can. But it's intriguing to those that are on this side of the microphone or this side of the pen to take it, because he used to be President Obama's Defense Intelligence Agency head, the DIA. He led it. That is the premier intelligence agency in the country. He was the top dog. He was the guy that advised it. And he has come out and he has basically said, look, Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton were not interested in hearing anything, zero intelligence that didn't fit their, quote, happy talk narrative about the Middle East. They didn't want to hear it. The administration came out and denied the fact that they have a problem with radical Islamists. And this is Flynn saying, quote, and this is a very vicious, barbaric enemy, and I recognize in the book that there is an alliance of countries that are dedicated basically against our way of life, and they support different groups in the Islamic movement, principally the Islamic State and formerly Al-Qaeda, although Al-Qaeda still exists. The administration denied the fact that this even existed and told those of us in the government to basically excise the phrase radical Islam out of our entire culture, out of our training manuals, everything. That was a big argument I is General Flynn, had internally, and I talked a little bit about it in the Senate testimony I gave 2 years back. President Barack Obama told him wholeheartedly, I don't want to hear about radical Islam. Scrub it. It's not important. He goes on to make the accusations that they didn't want to hear the whole story. They only wanted to hear bits and pieces. So when they turn around and sold this plate of crap to the American people, they had plausible deniability. That they couldn't possibly be lying because they didn't hear about it. Flynn continued, there's a narrative that the president and his team, including Hillary Clinton, wanted to hear, instead of having the tough news or the bad news, if you will, that they needed to hear. Now, there's a big difference. And the one thing about intelligence is we should stand up for truth to power, meaning we should always say what we believe and lay out the facts, lay out the tough, right facts, and then you let the policymakers make the decisions they have to make. What has happened in the last 10 years, frankly, the last 8 years, is that we have seen a level of dishonesty coming out of both the policy and the decision-making structure with the American people. He's saying they have lied to our face, that Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton came to the head of the intelligence agency and said, look, I don't care what you got going on. We're not going to talk about radical Islam. The Middle East is good. They've got some problems there, but so be it. I don't want to hear that crap anymore. It's good in the Middle East. It's not a problem for us. That's what we're running with. Scrub radical Islam from anything you got. I don't want to hear it. And we know that's true. We've seen it. We've seen what's going on. Now, Flynn said that the president has allowed an enemy that is using very smart, savvy means to impact our way of life by refusing to take the threat seriously. Quote, that means infiltrating into refugee populations. That means conducting of smart information operations. Most people don't know, but these guys have very sophisticated information operations going on with publications of magazines and websites. They have leaders in their groups that have thousands and thousands. I'm talking tens of thousands of followers on social media and Instagram and Twitter. So we are not even allowed to go after these kinds of things right now. This is the problem. It's a big problem. In fact, if we don't change this, we're going to see this strengthening in our own homeland. That is unbelievable. That is, I'm baffled by this. He goes on in this interview to talk about how he met with Trump and how Trump is the exact opposite. Now, what you need to know about Flynn is a lifelong Democrat. He has been one of those leftist nut jobs for years. But after this experience, he said, no, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm done. It's time that we get straight on this. And he jumped on the Trump train. He spoke at the RNC. He said, if we don't deal with it, then we're going to be fighting it for a long, long time. And frankly, as a military guy, I'm sick of just participating in conflict. I want to win. Our FBI director, our current FBI director, has stated the FBI is working 1,000 cases right here in the homeland of the Islamic State. And he's working on those cases in all 50 of our states. So there's a problem at home, and we definitely have a problem overseas. And our current president, and frankly, this administration, to include Hillary Clinton, they denied the existence of it. And they've tried to say this is a religion of peace. Islam is Islam. It's a political ideology. And this is what I have said from jump about this. If you do not believe that these radical Islamists hold this as a religious conviction, you're crazy. This is a religious war to them. They are attacking us. They are attacking our way of life. They are attacking everything we're built on because we are a Judeo-Christian nation. If you don't believe it, just look at the Constitution, look at the Declaration of Independence, and look at our national motto, "In God We Trust." The Declaration of Independence talks about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness being inalienable rights given to us by the Creator. That's not some oak tree in a field. That is God. We are a Judeo-Christian nation, and that counters Islam directly. It doesn't mesh. And they are fighting for religious beliefs, which go down to the core of a person. It doesn't get any deeper when it comes to convictions. And this president is saying, look, no, we're not attacking Islam. It's not about Islam. Scrub radical Islam from anything you got, intelligence agency. Islam's a religion of peace. Is it? Is it a religion of peace? Then why are they blowing everybody up? Why are they shooting everybody? Why are they running over people with trucks? Why are they slashing throats? Why are they raping women? That is not a religion of peace. Moreover, if it is a religion of peace, then why have all the other Muslims allowed these nut jobs to hijack their religion? It's because the nut jobs aren't wrong. If you take a literal interpretation of Muhammad's teachings, when he was trying to bring people into the fold, when he was out there rubbing elbows with the Jews, he was peaceful. Oh, we can all get along in harmony. But if you pay attention, the Quran's not in chronological order. But if you pay attention to the historic writings and the references, the further along in the timeline the Quran gets, again, not in order, the more violent they become. And here comes General Flynn saying, oh, we were told to scrub this. We were told not to identify it so that the speakers, the figureheads could lie to the American people. And he puts Hillary Clinton right there next to Barack Obama on these directives. Is that somebody you want running your country? I sure don't.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
Are you getting squeezed by the economic downturn? Hey, you were doing fine. Then, all of a sudden, you're having a tough time paying your family's credit card bills. Maybe you were downsized or even lost a job, but you still owe 10 grand or more in credit card bills. And you just can't afford the minimum payments anymore. We're here to help. We are the Genesis Debt Partners. We know the secrets to negotiate better terms with your creditors. Make a free 10-minute call right now and learn how we can help you get out of debt. 800-807-9767. If you owe 10 grand or more in credit card debt and you want to learn how you can pay less and get out of debt faster, call right now. 800-807-9767. 800-807-9767. Get out of debt now. 800-807-9767.
Hey everybody, your pal Gavin Mitchell here from my friends at Texas Elite Landscape. We all have that embarrassing spot in our yard we just can't seem to get grass to grow. Or perhaps you're tired of pumping hundreds and thousands of dollars into your yard just to get it to turn green when the weather warms up. Or maybe the constant maintenance is just too much to bear. Well, my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping are the most respected synthetic grass installation specialist in North Texas. Locally owned and operated, they have installed over 1 million square feet of the highest quality grass made right here in the USA. And I know what you're thinking. Is it pet and child friendly? You bet it is. So whether you want your yard looking picture perfect year round, no matter what the season is, or perhaps you'd like a putting green in the backyard to keep your husband home on Saturdays, give my friends at Texas Elite Landscaping a call today. 214-298-7726. That's 214-298-7726. Or find them at TexasEliteLandscaping.com.
Is debt beating you down? You need discipline. You need the Debt Ninja. If you've been caught in a financial trap and need to be set free, then you need the Debt Ninja. Want to stop those harassing collection calls, start saving thousands in interest and fees, and get out of debt fast? Then you need to call the Debt Ninja. The Debt Ninja will find the best companies across the country that will help you consolidate all your bills into one easy payment, reduce your payments by 30 to 50%, and get you out of debt fast. If you have unsecured debt of $10,000 or more, such as credit cards, loans, or medical bills, call the Debt Ninja for a free 15-minute consultation.
Call 800-824-3301. 800-824-3301. That's 800-824-3301. Call today.
The Debt Ninja.
Boy, man, I had a rough night's sleep. I got a letter from the IRS yesterday, and I just couldn't sleep. Man, I'm dying here. Somebody help me.
IRS problems affect more than just your finances. If you're ready to take back control of your life and you owe more than $10,000, you need to call the tax doctor. Their expert staff can immediately protect you from the IRS and state collectors and get you the best possible tax settlement guaranteed. The IRS has recently released new programs geared in helping struggling taxpayers, where you may qualify to settle your tax debt and wipe out up to 85% or more of what you currently owe. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes, call the tax doctor right now. See if you qualify to pay less. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. 800-631-9123. Again, 800-631-9123.
Hey, liberals, try rooting for your own country for a change. Our blue-collar educator of all things common sense does. Now, back to the Gavin Mitchell Show.
If you were looking for the Gavin Mitchell Show throughout the week, you can find us each and every weekday, 5 p.m. Central, on our flagship station, Red Nation Rising Radio. You can find that at rednationrising.us, and that's powered by conservativeradionetwork.com. You can find us on KLRN, the 405 Media, High Plains Radio, Sackheads Radio, StreamingTalkRadio.com, and IPBN-FM.com. So special thanks to those guys for carrying the show. It means more than you know. I say thank you each and every show, but I truly, truly mean it. You can find the show on demand, iTunes, Spreaker, TuneIn, and Google Play, among others. And then each and every Saturday night on News and Information 570 KLIF at 8 p.m. Central. If you're outside the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you can find it on KLIF.com. You can find it on rednationrising.us, the 405 Media, and my Spreaker account. You just go to Spreaker.com and search The Gavin Mitchell Show. And while you're there, if you could give us a follow, man, it sure would mean a lot to us. We were trying to accumulate those followers for obvious reasons. And then don't forget, coming up in about 2 weeks, we have another live show coming in the middle of the day on Saturday. News to follow on that. So you've heard me say it. These leaders like Al Sharpton, Jesse James, Hillary Clinton, Jesse Jackson is what I meant to say. Loretta Lynch, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, they are nothing more than current time slave pimps. They create victim classes and enslave them to this oppression that Kaepernick believes in and others believe in, but they're going to champion the cause and make it better. They rise to power. They grab whatever office it is, whether leader of this group or a political office, and they exploit that group and the cause to line their pockets. They're nothing more than slave pimps. It's that simple. You also know how I feel about the new Black Panther Party. They are a violent terrorist group. But every now and then, idiots speak common sense. They're rational. They stumble upon something that makes sense. And that's what lands us in Houston, Texas. Quanell X is the leader of the new Black Panther Party in Houston. And he was on a local news program this weekend and said, hey, you know what? Black Americans should truly examine Donald Trump's outreach to the community and re-examine the relationship the black voters have with the Democratic Party. Some of the transcript from Quanell X, and I got a feeling that's not his God-given name, said, hey, last week in Milwaukee, because of what went down, there was a black kid shot by a black cop, and the black community lit the place on fire. Donald Trump came and spoke out. And he said he laid out a great speech. And he talked about why he felt black Americans should vote for him. Then Cornell X said this, "Let me say this to the brothers and sisters who listened and watched that speech. We may not like the vessel that said what he said, but I ask us to truly examine what was said because it is a fact that for 54 years, we have been voting the Democratic Party like no other race in America. And they have not given us the same loyalty and love we have given them. We as black people have to re-examine the relationship where we are being pimped like prostitutes, and they're being big pimps pimping us politically, promising us everything, and we get nothing in return. We got to step back now as black people and say we've got to look at all the parties and vote our best interests." He spoke directly to the black people. He said, "I want to say and encourage the brothers and sisters. Barack Obama, our president, served 2 terms, the first black president ever. But did our condition get better? Did financially, politically, academically, with education in our community, did things get better? Are our young people working more than what was before he came into office?" The condition got worse. So now we as black people have to do and remember what the horrible Elijah Muhammad said. No politician, the honorable Elijah Muhammad said, no politician can save the black community. We've got to do it ourselves. America's in trouble, and I want to say to black and white people, only a fool fights in a burning house. This house is on fire. He underscores something I've been screaming for a long time, that these leaders of these movements are nothing more than slave pimps. He underscored it. He underscored it. And I also said earlier when I was talking about the culture issue in the black community, that they have to save themselves. We can help them all that we want, but we're not going to be able to do it. He said it as he closed out his little monologue. No politician can save the black community. We got to do it ourselves. Hey, maybe, just maybe, these minority demographics are waking up to the fact that Democrats have been using them for almost 6 decades. Maybe they're getting hip to this idea. And maybe, just maybe, this little humble talk show host has a slight idea of what's going on. I continue to prove us right here. You may want to stick around.
The Gavin Mitchell Show.
You hear the headlines. You know health insurance is a real mess right now. Premiums have skyrocketed, and in most cases, you're stuck with your plan until open enrollment. But there's a government rule that allows you to qualify for lower health insurance rates if your life has changed. That means if you've changed jobs, if you're having a child, if you're getting married, if you're getting divorced, even if you run a small business or you're self-employed, this law may qualify you to get lower health insurance rates. Call the Health Insurance Hotline today. Learn how this 10-minute call can help you get lower health insurance rates. This is a free service to help consumers learn the laws to help them qualify for lower health insurance rates. So call right now to learn more. 800-926-4501. 800-926-4501. 800-926-4501. 800-926-4501.
Hey folks, Gavin Mitchell here. If you're in the market for a new car or truck, Jerry Chevrolet in Weatherford has been family owned and operated for nearly 50 years, and my family has done business with Jerry for 25 of those. Jerry's proudly built a reputation of working hard to provide their customers with great service and exceptional value. Jerry Chevrolet has hundreds of new trucks in stock, and they are always marked with the absolute lowest price. Come test drive the Chevy Silverado or the Colorado today and get yourself a $25 prepaid Visa gift card for doing it. When you go online at jerrychevytexas.com, Jerry will offer you a $25 prepaid Visa gift card just for stopping in. No purchase necessary. It's as easy as that. If you have a trade-in, Jerry Chevrolet is always looking for quality used cars, and you can go to jerrychevytexas.com today and find out what your vehicle is worth. Buy new roads at Jerry Chevrolet in Weatherford and at jerrychevytexas.com. Come out our way and trade your way. Tell them Gavin sent you.
Attention business owners. We know that owning a business means getting things done right now. So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company. General Steel. We can design a building for your business quickly and save you thousands of dollars. That's right, thousands. You may think General Steel only builds large projects or that you can't afford General Steel quality. Well, check these prices. How about a 40 by 60 foot building for under $22,000? Or even a 50 by 100 for under $35,000? That's right, a 5,000 square foot building for under $35,000. And these buildings all have General Steel quality. Best of all, you can still order a building and have it delivered in time to build this year. How's that for right now? So if your right now list includes a new building, call the Right Now Company, General Steel.
800-398-8309. 800-398-8309. 800-398-8309. That's 800-398-8309.
Hey everybody, Gavin Mitchell from The Gavin Mitchell Show here. Of course you can find our show every week on our flagship station, News and Information, 570 AM KLIF, but sometimes once a week just isn't enough. I would encourage you to go out to our website, www.thegavinmitchellshow.com, and there you'll find a plethora of information about the show, including archived episodes of our daily podcast. You'll find a blog written by me and other conservative writers, and entertaining videos that are available with the Gavin Mitchell Experience. I would encourage you to follow us on Twitter at The GM Show. We are on Facebook, facebook.com/The Gavin Mitchell Show. And of course, we are on our flagship station for the internet, conservativeradionetwork.com, with the most talented conservative podcasters in the country. So be sure to tune in Saturdays at 8 p.m. right here on News and Information 570 AM KLIF, or through the week at conservativeradionetwork.com or www.thegavinmitchellshow.com.
If you happen to drive by the studios during a commercial break and you see a guy on the roof waving an American flag, that's our blue-collar doctor of common sense. And now here he is, your host, Dr. Gavin Mitchell.
Want to remind you that once a week, Matt Locke and I get together for a 2 hours, no script, no notes, roll up your sleeves, just two guys talking about current events and politics each and every week. We call that the Conservative Cartel. It is out there. It is on each of our websites. You can find it on Red Nation Rising Radio, among several other places. So be sure to tune into that. But also, we are expanding that offering. There are so many things to go along with it. I encourage you to tune into the Conservative Cartel. We mention about what's coming. I will unpack it as we get closer to a launch date, but it is coming. We are working hard and furious at that. So get excited. Matt Locke and I, the Conservative Cartel, and it's not just limited to us. We will have other people get involved as we move down the road. Want to turn our attention to the State University of New York in Binghamton. I can never say this. Binghamton. Binghamton, Binghamton, I believe is how you say it. It's a tough word. Why can't they just call it like Dallas, right? Anyway, there is a liberal school up there that has caught a lot of flack after their student paper found out that the state-funded university offers a course entitled Stop White People. That is a fact. Now, after this whole idea caught national attention, the administrators at the school quickly apologized for the title and claimed that the whole class was modeled off the online hashtag Stop White People 2K16, which is circulated online throughout the various blogs and forums and whatever you want to call it. Now, the vice president for student affairs, Brian Rose, sent out a message to the university's website trying to clarify and clear this up, saying the title wasn't supposed to be taken seriously. Quote, for those who were familiar with the hashtag used in the title, it was understood not to be literal. Nonetheless, the program should not have been so titled. Out of context, it is offensive and alarming and was not the intent. The purpose of this class is designed to help RAs, residential advisors, the people that run the housing dorms and things like that. It's given them the tools to deal with white students who ignore the concept of white privilege. Once again, creating victims. It's what they do over there on the left. And I will just remind you, each and every one of you, you do get a say where your kids go to college. And you do get a say where you write a check if you're paying for that college. But even if you're not paying for it, if your kids are on scholarship or whatever, you have to consider what they are going to be indoctrinated with when they land on campus, because it will shape their views for a very long time. I in no way would ever send my kid to a school like this. I understand that academic institutions are liberal by nature for the most part. But here in Texas, any university that wouldn't allow my child, if they were not a criminal, if they were of age 21 and they did have their concealed handgun license, which meant they passed the state mandated requirements for training. Moreover, I will teach my kids how to responsibly and respectfully handle firearms, because if they know how to handle a firearm, the chances of an accident in the home decrease exponentially. The chances of it accidentally going off, if they are familiar and know how to handle the gun, decrease exponentially. But if my kid has the right to carry a gun to protect him or herself and others, and the university decides that this narrative and appeasing the left is more important than the safety of my kids and their constitutional right to defend themselves, my kid's not going to that school. It's really that simple. It will go to a school where they can. Now, if my kid chooses not to carry a gun, that's their decision. At that point, they're an adult. But as long as I'm writing checks, I got a say, and each of you have a say as to whether this is where you want to send your kids or not. We talked about the University of Chicago last week, Saturday night, I think, with them sending out the letter saying no safe spaces, so on and so forth. Well, the liberals have come out and said, hey, that's attacking academic freedom. No, it's the opposite of attacking academic freedom. Limiting what people say because you're not comfortable, or giving you a space in which you have to run to because you're offended by something that someone else said, that is intrusion on academic freedom. Allowing free speech and the exchange of ideas is not. They've got it so backwards over there on the left. I'm baffled at the arguments they make. But the hypocrisy and the naivete continues from the left. We will be here each and every day fighting that nonsense. And that's going to do it for today. In the words of the great Ray Wiley Hubbard, on the days I keep my gratitude higher than my expectations, well, I have really good days. I hope you have a great day. For the great Ron Phillips, I am Gavin Mitchell. This has been a Pinnacle Broadcast Holdings production. We'll see you tomorrow.